please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy baseball. Happy March Madness. Happy Ime Udoka did it again. We got a lot going on. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't say we're down bad. We're good. But we've done a lot of talking this week between the back-to-back trivia nights plus hosting trivia plus the Afternoon So Rare show. You can hear it. You can hear it right here this morning. But we're gonna battle. We're gonna battle today. All right. We got a little sick pup over here too. This little guy's under the weather. But we got enough of that. We had 155 games last night. Who do we got in the chat? We got Sneeps. Yes. Good morning. Happy birthday to John Stockton, the QAnon King, and former Mavs and Spurs great. Uwe Blob. All right. We got T-Man Baller. Stubbs. Let's go. Happy National Spinach Day. Josh in the chat. Let's go. DJP. Stand here early to talk about hashtag heat culture. That's fun. That's fun. Regulator here. Big game for Regulator tonight. But let's just dive in. Let's start with Ime. Let's start. Matic Auto smoke some. Love to see it. Let's start with our guy, Ime. Borland too. Like, listen, Borland's probably like, wow, unbelievable. Did not put the Timberwolves on the thumbnail. I know, but we'll start with the Timberwolves, okay? Look at this. Just absolute meltdown by the Houston Rockets here in the fourth quarter. I mean, in overtime. The Timberwolves go on a 15-0 run in overtime. Teams barely score 15 points in overtime, let alone a 15-0 run. Just insane to win this game, 110-108. Julius Randle just went nuts in the OT, finished the game with 24, 6, and 6. McDaniels had 25, Rudy with a double-double. No Ayo Dosunmu in this game. So guess what? Is it Bones Highland night? Well, a little bit, but really, Mike Conley right into the starting lineup like he never left. My 40-year-old king. I actually don't know how old he is. He had 5, 5, and 6. Dante Spicy had 17. Nas 14 and 13. Nas got ejected from this game. Scott Foster was out there wiling, just wiling out there last night. So Naz Reid gets booted. Just hilarious stuff all around from our guy Scotty Foster. But what a win for the Timberwolves. Like, pretty important for seeding too as we get closer to this postseason stuff. I mean, Houston, we called it last week or 2 weeks ago when Houston was sitting in the 3 seed. I was like, get ready to learn 6 seed, buddy, because they don't have it in them, man. They don't. Anytime it's nut crunch time, their nuts get crunched. That's just what happens. That is just what happens to this team. And, you know, whatever. Houston, like, it's not the end of the world, but I just don't trust this team at all. Reed Shepherd, 28 minutes. He had 10 and 8. You got 30 and 6 from Gooman, also had 4 blocks. Jabari played like 48 effing minutes, 16 and 12. KD, 30 and 8, also had 6 turnovers. Tyree Easton has been banished, bro. You're going against Minnesota, which is a pretty big team, right? Pretty big team. So naturally, we're going to need some Tyree, right? No, the answer's wrong. The answer's wrong. Tyree's only going to play 21 minutes. Can only imagine what his mom was tweeting about. Just a devastating loss, I think, for Houston. And Kevin Durant, I'm sure, you know, like after they won 2 games, he was like, hey, you guys want to do a vibe check now? Do you want to do a vibe check now? Yeah, I do. I am selling the Rockets, all right? Have been selling for a while. Go get a point guard, you cowards. Now there were some rumors too. I don't know if you guys caught a little bit of this, but that Houston may be in the Giannis Antetokounmpo business. Um, you know what? Text me when it's over. That's how I feel about this whole Giannis situation. Text me when it's over. You know what I don't need updates from? The Players Association. Yeah, we actually aren't thrilled. We aren't thrilled with how the Bucks are handling Giannis. Okay, first of all, Giannis is out there saying, I want to compete for championships. If you can't see the forest through the trees, that the way your best path forward to staying in Milwaukee, if that's what you want to do, because you've said that's what you want to do, the best path forward is for your team to suck for 3 more weeks, go get a good pick, either use that pick to make your team better or trade said pick to go get players to make your team better, right? That's your best path forward. But instead, we're like, well, I want to be out there. Also, the second thing about it, how many different calf strains has he had this year? Like, I don't think this is even absurd tanking. Like, what is the upside for bringing Giannis back for 3 weeks? It's not like you've been a competitive good team when he's been out there. You've basically been sub 500 when he's been playing. What's the take? What is the take? And yeah, I agree, Conley, regular. Yeah, that's like the same. Like that the PA was like, we are so mad at ourselves for the situation that we created, and we want Adam Silver to fix it. I'm done with it. Text me when it's over. Check, and not a Shams tweet, not a Shams being like, "Woo, we got another update. Check in on NBA today." No, just tell me when he's on a different team. I'm so tired of it. The owner did come out and say too that they were like, "Yeah, if he doesn't sign the extension, we'll trade him," which I think was like everybody knew that. And honestly, I hope they do trade him because I don't want to deal with like he's going to sign the extension and then be like, "Yeah, but I could just leave. You know, I just wanted to get my bag and maybe I could leave again." I'm just done. I'm done with the Milwaukee shit. But anyways, Houston apparently interested in the Giannis business, which still does not solve. It still does not get you a point guard. Still does not get you a point guard. Good win for Minnesota. Good win for the Wolvies. All right, let's do some East stuff. Let's start. Actually, I'm sorry. Like, I know this is an overtime game. We got to start with the Celtics. What a W, huh? Celtics, the aforementioned Timberwolves went into Boston on Sunday and like I would say stole the game. Stole the game. The Celtics offense just fell apart. They were in shambles. We had like they haven't played since Sunday, so we had 3 or 4 full days to be like, "Oh, guys, maybe Tatum's bad. Maybe Jaylen Brown's not him." Andy Bailey, by the way, in Denver Twitter, who I am a fan of. I follow him. I think he has some good stuff. He had an insane tweet. Because so everybody, Mike Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser were like, you know who I'm voting for MVP? Jaylen fucking Brown. Okay, listen, I love that we were like, who's the 5th guy, right? Because it's so clear to anybody that's watching basketball, even Celtics fans, in my opinion, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably the MVP. Wemby's right behind him. Jokic and Luka are right there. And then Jaylen Brown could be the 5th guy, right? Jaylen Brown could be the 5th guy. I'd listen to it. Cade Cunningham, sure. There could be a bunch of guys could be the 5th guy. I'm fine with that. Anyways, during that discourse, Andy Bailey tweeted out something like, "It is absurd. It is absurd to put Jaylen Brown in the conversation when he's not even the best player on the team." Now, okay, fine. Hold on. I'll listen to this. If you're saying Jason Tatum is still the best player on the team, sure, I'll listen to it. That's not what he was saying. He was saying Derek White is the best player on the Boston Celtics team. Now, you guys know I'm a Celtics fan. I love Derek White. And every time there's any sort of like poll that goes around done by The Athletic or ESPN when they're talking to coaches or players or whatever, who's the most underrated basketball player in the world? And everybody says Derek White every time. The best players yet to make an all-star team. What? Derek White. Can we shut the fuck? Derek White's not the best player on the Celtics. Like, he's an insane glue guy. He's one of the best like guard defenders. He's got insane records for like guards that get blocked shots and steal all that stuff. I mean, Derek White's awesome. This is not Derek White slander. What, the best player? What do we? No, wrong. No, that's dumb. That's dumb. Don't do dumb stuff, guys. Don't do dumb stuff. White might be the most important, but not the okay, whatever. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why do we even say things like that? Like Derek White might be the sexiest basketball player on the Celtics, but he's not the hottest. He's not the hottest, though. Sexiest, maybe, but he's not the hottest. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyways, let's get into this game because the Celtics, again, kind of like a sleep on Sunday night. Everybody, the discourse was stupid for a few days, and then bang, Celtics come in and like, look at it. This game could have gotten out of hand. Thunder outscoring by 11 in the first. 11 in the first. We've got it was 31-20, and then the Celtics win the next three quarters, outscoring by 7 in the second, by 9 in the third, and by 5 in the fourth. And this was a Jaylen Brown game. And this is like one of my favorite things about rooting for JB this season. Yeah, smooth, baby, smooth. One of my favorite things about rooting for Jaylen Brown this season is I wouldn't say it's irrational confidence, because I think it is because he should feel this confident. But like Jaylen Brown could go up against the Avengers and he's like, these guys suck. And I love that JB is out there being like, no matter the matchup. And I always go back to that Clippers game earlier in the season, right? Where LA, where like supposedly he couldn't walk to the front of the plane to talk to Missoula, but he texted him from the back. He's like, hey, bro, I got Kawhi tomorrow. And then he goes out there, drops 50 while locking up Kawhi on defense, right? This night, he's going up against the MVP and toe-to-toe with him. He even got more free throws than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which honestly inserted him into the Hall of Fame just for that. Shai, to his credit, man, just some real efficient shit, right? 33 points on 12 field goal attempts. He went 33 and 8 in this one, 10 for 12 from the line, had a couple steals, couple turnovers as well. Some good news for the Thunder in this loss, right, is like, hey, J-Dub's still J-Dub. In 24 minutes, 2 for 9 from the field, but 24 minutes is good. Like, he had a bad game, but that's still good. And then, honestly, the only other guy that got into double figures was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, who was 10 and 5 in 26 minutes. Nobody else in double figures. Everybody just a smattering of points. But on the Celtics side, look at JB, man. 31, 8, and 8 in this game on 9 for 17 shooting. Got to the line 14 times. And then the thing about Tatum that I think is the most important thing about, or the most important, but not the best, the most important thing about his return is what he brings to the defensive rebounding table. Because one of the like the Celtics have been incredible on the glass this year, much to my surprise. But it had a lot to do with just crashing boards. They were using their wings like Shireman or Ugo or Walsh when he was out there to just kind of attack the glass from the corners, trying to get those offensive boards. With Tatum, he did 12 boards last night, all on the defensive end, right? Just doing a little bit of everything. JT finishes the game, and a little bit of a better shooting night, too. 3 for 6 from 3, 5 for 12 from the field, 19, 12, and 7. Also had 3 steals and a block. And then Peyton Pritchard gave him 14 off the bench. Derek White, 3 balls, still kind of all over the place. 3 for 11. He had 12 and 6. But just a great win for the Celtics, who are, we're going to talk about tonight's game in a little bit, but are fighting off the Knicks, who are sitting there in the 3 seed, trying to hold on to the 2 seed there. So this was a pretty big W, because I think you look at the upcoming schedule for the Celtics, and it's Atlanta. I think it goes Atlanta, Charlotte, Atlanta, Miami for the next 4. All teams that are just going nuts. Sanjay in the chat, what's up, Sanjay? Said JB went live on Twitch after the game, was watching highlights over, and said that was his favorite play of the game when JB was foul baiting Shai and laughing was iconic. Yeah, I love this team, man. I'm having fun rooting for them. I love their ceiling is definitely a title, but I think their floor is out in the first round. Like, that's what's beautiful about this team, is just the range of outcomes are kind of nuts. But good W for the C's. The Thunder don't have to freak out too much, although we will look at the Spurs, who be breathing down their neck. And OKC's got a tough schedule the rest of the way. A-Town down. Look at Atlanta, my boys, 41 and 32 now. They just keep winning. I believe they're 950-1 in their last 951 games. They just keep getting W's. And it looked like Detroit was going to give them the business here. They outscored them by 10 there in the second. DJP, there was just rumors that Cade somebody on Locked in Detroit or whatever. Yeah, was out there with some on-court activities. We're not going to see him until the playoffs. That's for damn sure. But in this game, Jalen Johnson had an insane second quarter. And the only reason I know this, I was not watching. I was hosting said trivia, like I said, but I had 30% Jalen Johnson last night. I had him like in the second round a bunch because everybody was freaked out he wasn't going to play. And Jalen Johnson had 2 points and like 4 assists, no rebounds in the the first quarter, and I was like, God damn it. In the second, and then at halftime, he had 30 fantasy points. It was insane. He did slow down a little bit, but a great game from him. What was the final line there on JJ? JJ had 27 points on 9 for 18 shooting, 12 dimes, 8 boards. CJ pumped him in 27 points. Nah gave him 21. And then Kuminga still only 20 minutes off the bench. He was fine, 8 and 5. This was a good win, though. Went to overtime, outscored him by 1 in the OT. Mega minutes here from Duren, 26 and 14 with 3 dimes. Jenkins still continues to be awesome, 19-10 in this game. You got Asar Thompson with 18, 9-11, never forget, from the field. Toby pumped him for 22. I'll just say pumped him. Good win for Atlanta, though. Atlanta is in the fucking 5 seed right now. The 5 seed. Also, Maddie telling us the Pistons organization is optimistic he'll be available at the start of the playoffs. That's good. Okay. I wanted to say, yeah, this is a great point too. The Cade's agent wouldn't have complained about the 65 game ruling if he were coming back. Good point. Okay. Can we do some conspiracy theory stuff? Put on the tinfoil hat for tonight. So the Pistons are on a back-to-back. They play the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Okay. Yesterday, Jalen Duren randomly gets like a probable tag, and then he played. It's fine. Then he played 42 minutes last night, and they play again tonight. I kind of think we might get a Jalen Duren Q tag. I know they lost last night, and if they won, maybe he definitely would sit, but I still don't think they're getting caught for the 1 seed. I kind of think Jalen Duren sits. Maybe Tobias Harris, Sarton. I don't know. All I'm saying, B-ball Paul. He's on the radar. No Dunks boys are going to have a blast with Raps and Hawks fighting for that the best of the rest spot. Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, that's great. Good times there. Good times. Let's keep going. Atlanta, yeah, just keeps winning. Detroit, not really worried about Detroit, though. They just need Cade back. Okay, we're going to talk about some more Eastern Conference teams because holy shit, the 76ers are back. And listen, I did not put this as the Zag plan yesterday, but Paul George was my guy. You're saying play Kobe White tonight? I mean, he's still going to be he's still going to only play like 20 minutes, though. That's the only problem. He's only going to play like 20 minutes, unless you got info that he's going to play more than that. 76ers. Dude, Paul George hooped, man. Paul George was back. Joel Embiid was back. They looked incredible. And I was trying to say this, like, if Embiid's going to play 25 minutes, that's probably enough. He played 28, 12 for 17 from the field, 35 points, 7 dimes, 6 boards, and a block. Paul George, 11 for 22, 6 for 13 from 3. He had 28, 6, and 4 with 4 steals and a block. Even VJ, 7 for 9. The efficiency was nuts. Really good defense from the Bulls here. 157 points, 22, 6, and 6. Chicago, sucking balls. Josh Giddey, 23, 12, and 9. Buzelis had 18 and 8. I don't know. Everybody else kind of sucked. But Philly now, again, like you looked at, we did, yeah, there you go. I got you. You look at I can't believe I didn't win a ton of money last night. It has to do with Kawhi Leonard, but otherwise we still won a little bit. Shout out Nez, by the way, it came in second. We still got, I think like Philly, we got to pay attention to if they, Maxi's back next week. It looks like, and again, it's all, can these guys stay healthy? But if they can, pretty fun though. Pretty fun win by them. Let's keep bopping around here. How about this beatdown from #Heat Culture? Heat Culture was slipping lately, but then they catch the Cavs on a back end of a back-to-back. And then the third, look at the symmetry on this shit. Is that right? The yin and the yang, is symmetry? Is that the right word? The Cavs outscored them 37-20 in the third, just to get outscored 37-20 in the fourth. But Miami took a healthy lead, right? What's that? 16 into halftime. Cleveland comes storming back, and then Miami pounds them in the fourth. And this is kind of what I was saying yesterday in Bagel with Locks. When Miami is this healthy with all of their guys, it's really hard to attack them from a fantasy perspective. And like last night was a prime example, right? You've got Wiggins, 12 points, Bam, 17, Norman, 19, Davion, 11, Hero, 18, Jaime, 14, Ware, 13, Pele, 14, right? That's kind of nuts, man. That's kind of nuts. So anyways, that's a fun games, fun team heading into the postseason. I feel like they're still missing like a true number one, and in a playoff series, I'm not really interested in them. But anyways, on the Cavs side of stuff, they just seem pretty tired on the back-to-back. Mobley just MIA, 8 and 5 in 31 minutes. Harden is just a workhorse. He still played full minutes, 18, 9 and 7. Spida had 28 points in 33 minutes. Sammy Merrill kid had 17. Whatever. Good win. Let's talk about Jordan Goodwin. How about that? Let's talk about the Spurs. Okay, so Spurs. Listen, dude, I want to shout out the Grizzlies, because Grizzlies, even though they got pumped, this was great. This was really great stuff by the Grizzlies keeping this game close. Hold on. What did you say? A Boston basis, being in New York City, you have access to great bagels. What's your weekly intake look like? Well, I try to limit it to 2 a week. I usually get like 1 bacon, egg, and cheese a week to treat myself. And then there's a place my wife orders bagels from that we keep in the house, and I have one of those a week too. But I'm trying not to have bagels. They just wipe me out, man. But anyways, Grizz kept this, but the bagels are elite here. We have some really good stuff. The Grizz kept this game close enough for Wemby to play 27 minutes. He had 7 blocks and 3 steals, 30 fantasy points right there. 19 and 15 from our king. Castle gave him 15 and 9. No Fox in this game. It didn't really matter. We don't have to talk about this one long. The reason I wanted to talk about this after the Thunder, right? The Spurs now, I believe the Spurs longest winning streak in the NBA here at 7, and they are just 2 games back, applying a little bit of pressure. Yeah, chopped cheese are great. Chopped cheese are excellent. Speaking of chopped cheese, because I know Steve always likes to reference chopped cheese, 89 Cavs will be back next week after a brief hiatus. We will be back. We're waiting for our boy to come back from vacay. Spurs just 2 games back, though. That's a lot of fun. Lake Show, the Pacers kept this one close. Look at the Pacers playing their guys. Siakam played 30 minutes, 34 from Nembhard. Nembhard with 19 dimes, 14 and 19 from Nemby. Siakam had 20 and 8. Walker pumped in 15. We got to stop saying pumped. Neesmith with 14, but LeBron had a great game, 23, 9 and 9 on 9 for 17 shooting. He's just been insanely efficient the last couple of weeks. And then Luka, man, 15 for 30, 4 for 11, 9 for 10, 43, 6 and 7. Jesus, he's been so good. And then 25 and 8 from Reeves. Lakers now 47 and 26, right? They pick up the dub after dropping that game with Pistons. Good win there. What else we got? Let's do some late stuff. How about Jokic, man? Dude, Jokic last night, or 2 nights ago, right? What does he have? 20, was it 23, 17, and 17, right? Oh, yeah, Jackson Hayes, too. Also piece of shit. Had a really good game. Yeah, that was great. Over in Bulgaria. There we go, Boudevine. Jokic was insane last night, man. So follows up the 23, 17, and 17 with, look at this, 8 for 19 from the field. He had 23 points. 21 rebounds, 19 assists, 1 steal, only 1 turnover. And we would probably be singing his praises more if it wasn't for Jamal Murray. 41 minutes from our boy, 53 points, 9 for 14 from 3, 19 for 28 from the field. Get Jamal Murray in the All-NBA team, please. Come on. Get him in the All-NBA team. And yeah, man, it's over. It's over for Con Knipple in the Rookie of the Year. We'll talk about that game tonight. Cooper, 10 for 18 for the field, 26, 8, and 7. I cannot believe Con is going to lose this Rookie of the Year thing, but he's clearly nursing an injury right now. His minutes have been super limited. Part of it blowout, but part of it, I think, injury. He's been playing anywhere between like 20 and 26 minutes. And I know it's a different situation where the Mavericks have basically been like, hey, we have nothing to play for. Cooper, the ball's in your hands every possession. Go, attack. Con, on the other hand, we're just like, can you defend and knock down some threes? So I know the roles are different, but it's a stat award, so he's going to get it. And then, yeah, Cam Johnson has been looking better, to your point. 2 for 4 from 3, 12 points. Denver picks up a couple of W's there, 46 and 28 now. I think they're back in the 3 seed. We'll look at that in a second. Clips took down the Raptors. Raptors split that back-to-back. They beat the Jazz, then dropped this one, 119-94. Some good news here is they did get Pirtle back, and they got Ingram back. They got Pirtle and Ingram back. but they're still without IQ. IQ might miss one more, but it sounds like he's going to be back soon. Shed stayed in the starting lineup. He had 8-4. Scotty, 9, 8-12. Board and some Draymond Green shit. Brandon Ingram at 18-6. This game was kind of over, though. The Clippers outscored him by 14, just went on cruise control for the rest of the game. Kawhi, 27 points on 9 for 19, shooting 6 boards and 2 dimes. Garland, again, 24, 6 and 4. Garland's been looking really nice since coming back from injury. I saw a report yesterday from Chris Mannix in Sports Illustrated about how no matter what arena he goes to, it seems like front offices are under the belief that Kawhi could lose that they're going to void his contract. I don't know how much smoke there is to that, but a lot of league sources, right? We had the expansion. Looks like they voted to explore expansion, which I didn't know. I didn't know you had to vote on it before exploring expansion, but it sounds like Seattle and Viva Las Vegas are going to get a team, even though Bill Simmons is trying really hard for it not to be Las Vegas. But anyways, Clips get the win, back over 500. Raps hanging on to trying to stay out of the play. Let's look at Portland quickly, and then Golden State and Brooklyn. And then I think that's it. Ryan Rollins dropped in 36, 4-4 there. There was no Miles Turner, no Bobby Lobby. They were really shorthanded last night. Sims had 12. Who cares? I don't want to talk about the Bucks. Kling Kong, though. Kling Kong followed it up. 14 and 15 for him. He had 4 steals and 2 blocks. Denny sold me hard in a couple of lineups. We had some bangers going, but he finished with 18-7-4. Holiday 13-8. Portland now 5 honey, and then Brooklyn and Golden State. I can't believe how close this game was. Brooklyn, they played Drake Powell 34 minutes, Ben Saraf 32. There's nothing really to say about that. How many minutes did Minot play? Josh Minot played 23 off the bench. Okay. For Golden State here, the Zanger. 17-5. Okay. He played 27 minutes. Pods God, 22, 6 and 5. Whatever. Golden State, 3 games under 500. I think, oh my God, we got to talk about Washington, Utah. Can I tell you something that I did yesterday? Can I tell you what I did yesterday? I drafted one single time, Juju Reese. Juju Reese made one of my rosters. How about that? He got the start, played 30 minutes, 26 points, 17 boards, a steal, and a block. Built different, baby. Built different. Will Riley played 22 minutes. Leaky Black played 40 minutes. Hilarious tank job. They tried as hard as they could to lose this game, but the Jazz said not too fast. Cody Williams played 37 minutes. Elijah, why you got to be so heartless, played 30. They finally limited Ace Bailey while Bez Mabang played 44 minutes. Kennedy Chandler played 34 minutes. Just hilarious shit from these two teams. I think did we get all of the games? Did we get all of the games? All right, let's do the standings. Because the East is so fun, man. The East is so fun. Yeah, the Moses injury sucked, man. The Moses injury sucked. That was bad. Let's go look at these standings because I'm excited, man. I am excited about like the next week, especially once we get rid of these tanking teams. But this is going to be fun. So you've got the Pistons 4-game lead. Like I said, there's 10 games left. I think they're fine. They would have to like go 2-8, I think, to lose this spot. Celtics still have a kind of a tough schedule, as I mentioned. They have a half-game lead over the Knicks. We'll talk about the Knicks game here in a second. The Knicks have a 3-game lead over the Cavs. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. I don't know which version of it. I don't know if the Celtics are going to be 2 or 3, but these are your top 3 teams. Cavs are in the 4 seed. Cavs will be playing in the 4 seed. And then the Hawks, this is where it's fun, dude. So the Hawks, 9-1 in their last, I really do think they're like 15-1 or something in their last 16. They've won 3 in a row. They now have a half-game lead over the Raptors. A half-game lead over Toronto. Toronto, falling to the 6th seed. They have a half-game lead over the 76ers, who we just talked about, just got healthy again. We'll see for how long. They have a 1-game lead over the Heat. The Hornets now are tied in the 9 seed with Orlando. But if they win tonight, they have the tiebreaker over the Heat. They will move back to the 8 seed. But there are just 2.5 games separating the 5 seed from the 10 seed. The Hornets and the Magic still have an outside shot of getting to that 6 seed. It's just so spicy. Let's like quickly look at these upcoming schedules here for some of these teams. So Atlanta, and I hope this is interesting for you guys. If not, whatever. Atlanta's got the Celtics twice. They've got Orlando, which will be a big game. They've got the Knicks. They've got 2 against the Cavs and 1 against Miami. They also have Sacramento and Brooklyn sprinkled in there. We are going, we are going to find out a ton about this Atlanta team in the next few days or in the next few weeks. Are they going to be able to like split with the Celtics, split with the Cavs? Excuse me. I did not see that report, DJP, about that. This is like, we're going to find out a lot about Atlanta. We know they've been pounding these teams that suck, right? Like we've been, like when you look at this, 2 against Washington, Brooklyn, you see Philly when they were dinged up, Portland, Milwaukee, Philly again dinged up, Dallas, Brooklyn. So like, a lot of these wins outside of the Detroit win and the Orlando win have been kind of like whatever. So we're going to learn a lot about this team in the 5 seed, and can they hold on to that seeding or just even stay out of the play-in? Because it looks like they're cozy right now. But when you look at that schedule and how close everything is, it gets a little spicy. The Raptors here, who are on the West Coast right now, they get to come home. They play the Pelicans on Friday, which is not a rollover game. One thing about the Pelicans, they play tonight. They have a lot of guys questionable. And I don't know, like DeJounte, we know won't play both of the back-to-back. He normally plays the front end, but they've already listed him as questionable. I don't really know what to make of it. So they might have to go against DeJounte and Trey, or neither of them. I don't know. But then it's home against Orlando, the road against Detroit. Then they get the Kings in Memphis, which that's fun. But then it's Celtics, 2 against the Heat, 1 against the Knicks, and then Brooklyn at the end. So a couple easy games spread in there, but nothing like super easy, right? Then we do the 76ers, who again, I just keep mentioning, got sort of healthy there. Philly down the stretch, they have Charlotte on Saturday. That's going to be a big game. Monday is Miami. Then they get Washington. Then it's Minnesota, Detroit, San Antonio, Houston. But then they wrap up with Indiana and Milwaukee. So that's a cupcake walk either for the 76ers. A couple easy ones in there. Then you have Miami, who I think Miami's schedule gets a little softer, if I recall. Let's look at Miami quickly. The Heat over here, they have Cleveland. That's not fun. Then it's the Pacers. Then it's Philly, Boston, but then Washington, 2 against Toronto, Washington again, and then Atlanta. So I keep hitting the back button and then doing standings. I don't know why I'm doing that. So again, couple of easy dubs in there with Washington twice, but nothing super easy. Charlotte, we mentioned they play the Bing Bong Boys tonight. The Bing Bong Boys. Then it's 2 against the Celtics, I think. Yeah. So Bing Bong Boys, Philadelphia, Boston. Then it's Brooklyn, Phoenix, Indiana, Minnesota, Boston, Detroit, New York. I mean, that is brutal. So as much as I want Charlotte for my best ball bags to get the hell out of there, that is a brutal schedule. Brutal schedule for Charlotte. And then one more team left, right? Oh, no, I skipped Miami. Miami here. I think I skipped Miami, right? Hashtag Heat Culture. We got Cleveland. Wait, is this the... Did I do Charlotte by accident? I mean, say Charlotte and it was Miami? I don't know. Cleveland? No, whatever. Friday, they got Cleveland tomorrow. Cleveland will be rested. Then Indiana. Then it's Philly, Boston. They get Washington, 2 against Toronto, Washington again, and then Atlanta. A couple of these teams having Washington twice is nice. Okay, and then the last team here, Orlando, who's back tonight against the Light the Beam Bros, the Kangs at home. And then it's Toronto, Phoenix, Atlanta. They get Dallas, New Orleans, Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago, Boston. So I mean, I have fucking no idea. I have no idea where this is going to land. I don't know if people have leans there or what. I don't know. What do you guys think is the max for every East playoff team? The max? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean the max? I do need a mental health break. Thank you, Milo. Thank you, Milo, for saying that. Yeah, let's do one. We haven't done one of these in a while. Oh, maybe I deleted the one that was like, oh, I thought we had that. We'll just...
None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right?
All right, there we go. Good stuff. Let's do the Western Conference here. The West, we kind of know what's going on. OKC, again, 2-game lead over them. The Lakers, just a game and a half now over the Nuggets, but they do own the tiebreaker. Nuggets now ripped off 4 in a row. They have a half-game lead over the Wolves. Houston Rockets now a game and a half out. Rockets are going to be the 6th seed. I think that's for sure. Rockets are going to be the 6th seed. I do think Minnesota, it sounds like Ant is ramping up, is going to be back soon. So you can see Minnesota maybe catching Denver. But I think the way we see it right now is what it's going to look like. I think there is a real advantage to playing Houston in the first round. I know they're gonna beat them up, They'd beat you up a little bit in the first round, but I think this is where we're going to go. And then on the Western, like the play and stuff, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Steph Curry sounds like he's going to be back soon. Maybe Portland catches the Clippers. They kind of have an easy schedule, but Phoenix is the 7th seed for sure. So the ceiling for these teams, I mean, I don't know. If you told me Philly got healthy and everybody was 100%, I could see Philly getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think that would be crazy. But I just think all these teams have flaws, man. Like, we don't know what Cade's going to look like. The Celtics are still figuring out their offense with Tatum back. I think the Celtics ceiling is title, but like I said, I feel like they could get bounced in the first round. Same thing with the Knicks, man. If the Knicks got Philly in the first round, or if they got even Charlotte in the first round, I don't think it's going to be a fun matchup. I do think, like, I'm not really scared of Atlanta, Toronto, or Miami or Orlando, but I don't know if you said if have we gotten an update on Franz Wagner? Yeah, I think for the first round, I did like a power ranking yesterday on the Celtics Daily and on the Celtics Hub, which that Substack we started, me and Frank. Shout out, Frank. I think, like, if I had to rank these teams 5 through 10 from who I'd like to play the most to the least, I would rank them probably Miami, Toronto. I know Miami, Orlando, Toronto, then Atlanta and Atlanta, Philly, Charlotte. I just am not scared. Like Orlando, if you told me they got Franz back, whatever. Toronto just has shown they can't beat good teams, and like maybe they all of a sudden turn it on the playoffs, but I don't see it. And I'm not really. Miami just doesn't have a 1, you know. So I think Charlotte's ceiling is crazy high. Who do you see missing out in the East? Probably the Magic. And I honestly don't have a lean, man. Like I think the Raptors schedule is easy enough. Like if the Raptors fell into the play-in, I would not feel good about Toronto. I wouldn't. I think they're like on any given night, they just kind of fall asleep. And I don't know. I think if I had to put money down, I would say Orlando. Honestly, Orlando and Charlotte, which would really bum me out because I want Charlotte to get there. But their schedule's really hard. And I think if Charlotte is in the 9-10 spot, that's a lot to ask for a very young team to win 2 games in a row, 2 do-or-die games, you know? And even though I do think their ceiling is high. Like, I don't think it would be the craziest thing for Charlotte to win a first-round matchup against James Harden and the Cavs if they got – I mean, they're not going to play Cleveland, but – I don't know. What do you guys agree with that? Franz is practicing, but like even with Franz, I don't think I'm super scared of Orlando, but I do think like they have a ceiling, but their team just seems to it seems like they hate playing for Jamal Mosley, man, doesn't it? So I don't know. Maybe you guys have different takes on it. Let's look at tonight's games. We only have 3 games tonight, and then we'll I'm not going to build ranks or anything. We're going to wrap up a little bit early, but I'm not going to build ranks only because it's just 3 games. We can just talk through them. So the game of the night, man, Knicks and Hornets, bing bong. Charlotte favored, 1.5 point favorites here. I kind of thought that was nuts. Yeah, LaMelo has been hooping. I think he's got an all NBA case. I don't know if he's going to get there, but I think he's got a case. Was kind of wild to see that they were favored tonight. Heat are still without Sham at face. They're without Landry. They're without Deuce, and Kevin McCullough is questionable. On the Hornets side, Patty Connaughton is questionable, and Saloon has already been ruled out. This feels like it's going to be a lower scoring playoff atmosphere game. Obviously, Cat and Brunson are really good plays. I think Cat's been hooping lately, man. He really has. Like, I know we don't like to give Towns credit. He's been hooping lately. Brunson coming off a pretty good game. I think Brunson's going to have to deal with just a lot of stuff, a lot of guards, a lot of like good defenders. I mean, whether it's Kahn at times, Miller at times, like I don't think that's going to be fun. If I had to rank the Knicks, it would be Cat, then Brunson, then OG, and then like a pretty big drop off, then Josh Hart. I'm not really interested in Mikal Bridges. He sucks, man. He's been really bad. Mikal Bridges, whatever. Cat kills the Hornets as regulator. His career high was against the Hornets. Yeah. But was that this year? Because I mean, like for a decade, we always just took bigs against Charlotte, man, because Charlotte did not defend the 5. But now they, Moose and Cock, the Cock Moose Cock, just 2 bigs that really do a good job defending. Paolo is the one-on-one on underdog this morning. Yeah, so I don't know if that's the same. Like that historical data kind of goes out the window. I think not that he can't have a good game, but this is way different now. But for Charlotte, man, obviously LaMelo's fun. They'll have tough defensive assignments with OG and Bridges out there, but LaMelo and Miller. Con, again, I'm nervous about these minutes. And again, some of it's blowout related, but here's the last the handful of minutes for Con. Ready? It is 21 or 20 and a half against the Kings, 21 against the Grizzlies, 25 against the Magic, 23 against the Heat, 31 against the Spurs. So something to pay attention to there. Piece of shit, Miles Bridges. The Knicks loss in December was the beginning of starting Moose. First time all year that Lee benched a player. They have cock. Wow, interesting. Yeah, you got to play this game. There's only 3 of them. I don't really have any strong takes there. The Pelicans and the Pistons one is where it gets fun. So Detroit, I mentioned this. They played a lot of minutes last night, man. Like Detroit had, like, if we look at this box score, I know we kind of already did it, but if you look at this box score here for Detroit, 35 minutes from Old Man Tobias, 32 from Duncan, Duran 42, Asar Thompson, who's somebody they usually monitor minutes, played 37. You got 45 from Dennis Jenkins. B-Ball Paul only played 11 minutes last night. I don't know. I'm B-Ball Paul pilled. I am. I'm just B-Ball Paul pilled. I think I feel like we're going to get a Q tag from Duran. Even if Duran goes, man, is he going to play 40 minutes, 35 minutes, or do they I don't know. Maddie, you take in the chat? They also have what? We've got on the Pelican side of stuff, DeJounte is questionable. And so is Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy's dealing with an ankle. DeJounte is just like injury maintenance. Now, Murray, as I said earlier, has always played the front end and sat the back end, but I don't know how many times he's been questionable on the front end. So I was kind of surprised to see that. I don't know if they'd rather him play against Toronto tomorrow. I don't know. I don't really know. They are so cheap considering it's a 3-game slate. So I'm just clicking them, man, and we'll figure it out. If both of them were to miss, like Sadiq Bey is already a good play, but if both miss, Zion all of a sudden becomes ceiling Zion. And then like Jeremiah Fears would come into play a little bit. I don't know. And then Herb Jones. Who? Herb Jones. I don't know. I just kind of want them both to play, but I am looking at you, B-Ball Paul, in the 6th round. And then the last game of the night, the Kangs, bro. Ready for this injury report for Sacktown? Sacramento Kangs, light the beam. Let's see. Ready? Here we go. Killian Hayes, Precious Achiuwa, and Isaiah Stevens are all questionable. Killian Hayes left the game early 2 games ago, missed last game. Precious Achiuwa missed the last game. Here's who's out: Neek Clifford, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, Hunter, Eubanks, Levine, and Hussey Westbrook. So if all of those guys miss, that leaves them with Maxime René, Malik Monk, Devin Carter, DeMar DeRozan, Daquan Plowden, Dylan Cardwell, Dougie McFockets, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. That's 8 guys. 8 guys. All right. Not enough for Bonnie Blue. What do we do here? Do we just fire up Devin Carter? Do we fire up some Devin Carter? If there's only 8, I really like Malik Monk. DeMar DeRozan's done playing basketball. Like, he's going to play. He in 28 minutes had 7, 5, and 4. Game before that, 10, 13 points. Like, he's not trying to score. Plowden played 36 minutes in that last game. Cardwell still seems minute restricted, but 24 might be enough. 24 might be enough. On the Orlando side, Suggs is questionable again. If he doesn't play, De Silva will play a ton of minutes. Yeah, Kobe White will get 20. Yeah, Kobe White's good. Kobe White's good, man. You can play Kobe. He's just going to be limited to 24 minutes max, right? So, I don't know. Tough. This is a tough night to figure out. I don't have a lot of great takes, except for Paul Reed. I'm just gonna fire Paul Reed tonight, this morning, because listen, what's gonna happen if Duran gets questionable? If he gets marked queued up, Paul Reed's gonna start going probably late 5th round, maybe just 6th round, but late 5th round. He's not going right now unless it's Mike Zakarian drafting him. If Jalen Duran is ruled out, Paul Reed's gonna go pick 11. Pick 11. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. All right, guys, we're going to call it there. I know it was an efficient 45 minutes today. Tomorrow we're back with both the NBA bit and live before lock. I was supposed to jump on Spike Week tonight with Eric Beimfour, but I can't do it anymore because of my sick pup. So that should happen next week. Apologies to Eric and Spike Week and to you guys if you were excited about it. But that was going to be some playoff best ball. We'll have to do that again later. But hope everybody has a wonderful day. Listen, we got baseball starting. We got baseball. Yeah, exactly, TK. I got to go rip some baseball because Noomy, you made the contest too small. Shut up, Nooms. Love Nooms. Go Wolves. All right, enjoy the day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We out.